cousin. Yeah. Around my trip. Should be in the front. Yes, maybe just better. That's better.
Make sure we're on.
Yeah, it's going.
Okay. You good?
Yeah.
All right, sound.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Testing. Oh, my. All right, shalom.
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 First and foremost, we want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachat Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations, as always, to the elect. All right, the Hebrew Israelites. All right, back at you with another lesson. All right, Great Millstone, the branch of Dallas, Texas. All right, here joined by the elder apostle Ramlab. All right, week in and week out, we come to do these lessons, you know, to glorify the names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, all right, which is true light in the midst of all of this darkness that we see going on throughout the four corners of the earth, especially here in Babylon the Great. All right, we're here to, you know, ultimately just uplift the names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, and through the gift that we've been given in these latter days via the Holy Spirit, which can only come by the blood of Yahweh Shai and Mashiach. Through the death, burial, and resurrection, the sins of the elect will be covered. All right, and here in these latter days, as we're walking in this straight gate, we have access to the insight, all right, of the volume of the book, which is the gift that comforts us, man. And as we've been comforted, we're here to comfort you brothers and sisters who are sincere, who are willing to humble yourselves as we prepare ourselves for the great and glorious day of the return of Yahweh Shai, man, which is needed. All right, but the Lord he's going to make sure the atmosphere on our earth is ripe and set, all right, to justify the great destruction and deliverance that is getting ready to take place, man, as this place is completely out of control, man. Babylon the Great is getting worse. I was just looking at the news earlier, and I believe it was in Massachusetts. You had the mayor or some lady pass a law that basically you can abort a child pretty much 36 weeks. Pretty much that's a human being. Yeah. That's a child. And you're able to abort it. This is the kind of madness that we're going to see magnified, all right, as we get, to clip the water, brother, closer to the end, man. All right, the sins of this place is only going to stack worse and worse and worse. And this is why the Lord sent us to testify, man. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Hey, the scriptures, say that captive exile hastened that he may be loose.
Right.
That he should not die in prison.
Right.
So by the time Yahweh Shai comes back, the elect are going to be begging, in supplication for the Lord to come back. So the mindset is going to be hastening the day.
Right.
The mindset is going to be, we got to get out of here. So by the time Yahweh Shai cracks some clouds, this place is going to be ripe for destruction. It's also going to be, like the scriptures speak about the birth. So we're pretty much travailing in birth right now. It's the 9 month. The contractions have been hitting all kind of places. When a woman is about to give birth, the closer she gets to the birth, the more pain she gets. And by the time the baby start coming, she's pretty much worn out just from the pains of the contractions that she get.
Right.
And that's pretty much where the elect are at right now. They're at the point where they're worn out. So we can say that they shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
Right.
So we're begging for the Lord to hurry up and come and take this place out.
Right.
Because that's the only way we're going to really get any rest. It doesn't matter if you get a full night's rest. If you get the best sleep you ever had in your life, and get up the next day fully energized, you better believe that by the end of that day, you're going to be drained.
Yep.
You know? You have something?
Yep, this is the book of Sirach 36:1. Have mercy upon us, O Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai of all, power of all, and behold us, and send thy fear upon all the nations that seek not after thee. Lift up thy hand against the strange nations, and let them see thy power.
Right, because, you know, right now, these nations don't fear the Lord because they don't see the power of him working.
Right.
You know, because they're looking at Esau as being the God. Because he's the one manipulating things with the, you know, with these different programs that he has, the HAARP, you know, and manipulating the weather and causing all these, you know, wars and all kind of stuff going on. So they're not really looking at the works that the Lord is providing on the earth, although everything that he spoke of by his prophets is actually happening.
Right.
But they don't see that. They don't recognize that. But you got it.
We got their mind captivated with AI and all of this technology. All right. So we're asking the Lord to lift up his hand, because we're at the point, like at the Tower of Babel, it says now nothing that they imagine, all right, will be outside of what they'll try to do.
Yeah.
All right. I was looking at a video where they have a chip, and they have brain cells. I don't know where the hell they got them from on the chip, and it's playing. You know, it's just pretty much playing a video game all day. So they're using this brain chip with brain cells tied to it to basically, it's just basically like a trapped person just playing a video game all goddamn day. So they're talking about creating sperm cells from, you know, nanotechnology and all manner of wickedness is being done.
Yeah.
So this is the point where, you know, they need to be stopped, man.
Yeah.
Aborting a child when it's pretty much you can do it after the child is born.
What's the point of that?
That's insane.
Right.
That's murder.
That's it. I was just about to say that.
You know, and these are everything that they're doing. It goes against the moral code of the Holy Scriptures, man.
But then they claim to be the people of the Most High. That's the shit that kills you.
Right. Yeah, could we look that up? Massachusetts just passed a law. I just want brothers that may not have seen it. You know, I'll bring it out in one of the news and prophecies. But just look up abortion law passed, and then somebody can get that scripture: "Cast not your young." Cast and young. Just type in cast and young, because it's in the law. People don't think that these things are in the law, but the law deals with these concepts. And what's the gung ho? You know, why are they so gung ho for, you know, aborted children and what's up with that? It goes back to Molech. You got it?
Yeah, overview says on August 10th, 2026, Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey signed a law removing the state previous 24-week restriction and specific exemptions rule for long-term abortion. The legislation agrees licensed physicians to use their professional medical judgment to perform an abortion at any point during the pregnancy.
At any point. So that means right before the child come out.
Yeah.
you can be like, you know what, I don't want it. Well, this is why order needs to be restored to the planet Earth, man. Because you'll have someone who just get pregnant and just come to the, you know, the point where it's like, you know what, I want a party.
Yeah.
I don't want this. And just off, you know, at any point during the pregnancy, you can now abort the child. And this is supposed to be a God thing. So, but see, Jake, they'll be mad at Trump and all of the rhetoric he's doing, and they'll choose a Democrat, because that's a Democrat right there. And they'll choose a Democrat. They'll act like, because when Kamala and them was in, what were women both running up and down the street crying about? Their right to abort their child.
Right.
So you have the Republicans doing their wickedness, and then you got the Democrats doing their wickedness. But all of these presidents swearing on the Bible. You see that? So either way, you lose. Either way, you're rebelling against Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua and being led astray. That's a goddamn shame. This is why arranged marriages and order needs to be brought back into the earth, man. That way, everything has a purpose. Sex and everything that the Heavenly Father created, yeah, it's pleasure to it, but it was made for order. And we're living in a society that is about disorder, man.
Yeah.
So it leads to a whole bunch of confusion. That's wicked as hell, man.
That's right.
Now, somebody got that scripture?
Well, then, this is Exodus 23 and 26. There shall nothing cast their young, nor be barren in thy land. The number of thy days I will fulfill.
Now look up that word cast. And let's see, what scripture is it?
Exodus 23:26.
Exodus 23 and 20. See how it's read in another version, but look up that word cast.
Cast their young.
There shall nothing cast their young. Exodus 23.
NIV. You want me to read this one?
Yeah,
It says,
it's good. Hold up. Go ahead, Paul.
NIV, same scripture. And none will miscarry or be barren in your land.
But it's what it says. What you say the word, look up?
Cast.
Cast. Miscarriage.
Yep, but keep reading. Keep reading.
It says,
Well, no, you keep reading, bro. Unless you got some more.
well, let me finish it real quick. It says, and none will miscarry or be barren in your land. I will give you a full lifespan.
There you go.
You got it.
But that was a strong definition.
Yep, but when you keep going down, when you read the definitions, it's going to keep giving you definitions.
Ooh, man.
It said
NLT
to.
is tough.
Okay, go back. You got NLT version?
No,
What's the definition? To be bereaved, make childless, miscarry, to make childless, barrenness, show barrenness, or abortion.
Or abortion. You see that?
Yeah.
So that's in the scriptures. You ain't supposed to do that.
Yeah. Hey.
You know? And what's the number one example they give when you say that? Well, what if I was raped?
Yep.
Well, the majority of the people who were having them weren't raped.
Right.
They just made a horrible decision
Right. Okay, what happened now?
with a stranger.
In the military now, it's allowed. He passed a bill now, almost allowing the military men to break the women in the military.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why a woman don't belong in the military. Here it is, you with these damn wild men these wild savage men, warriors, who are away from their families, horny as hell,
Right.
and they see you.
Yeah.
What you think they gonna do? They go, you know, the women that were in the military are known to be ran through. No woman belong in no environment like that, man.
Right.
But this is the confusion we live amongst now. You have that in the NLT?
NLT says, Exodus 23:26, there will be no miscarriages or infertility in your land,
Right.
and I will give you long, full lives.
There you go. And what's that one? There's another scripture where it says the fruit of the womb is his reward. I believe that's Psalms 27 or Psalms 127. Children are a heritage unto the Lord.
Yeah, Psalms 126.
See, and only in a wicked society is having a child a burden. That's how you know we're in hell, man. Okay? People love the act of sex, but sex comes with a responsibility. Okay? This is why we need the law, statutes, commandments restored to the planet Earth, man. Okay? But the Lord wanted us to see the earth in a pretty much misled state, so that we can understand and as it says in Psalms 119 and 71, my suffering was good for me, for it taught me to pay attention to your decrees. Now we see the importance of the law, statutes, commandments of the Heavenly Father through this complete, utter, and chaos that we're witnessing in the earth. You got it?
Yes. Psalms 127, verse 3, it says, lo, children are an heritage of the Lord,
Right.
and the fruit of the womb is his reward.
See, the fruit of the womb is his reward. Okay? Through people being born onto the earth, prophecy is fulfilled. People are born to basically, and what this devil was trying to do, when you look at even the juice that he put in people, everything is centered around a steel womb, because his woman got a steel womb. Edom don't be repopulating like that. So he wants to pretty much put everything on an even playing field to where he's, all right, equal with the nations. He's really the minority.
Yeah.
See that? Esau, Edom ain't the majority. He got you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans walking around talking about we minorities. In essence, in the grand scheme of things, Jake is the majority. You have more brown and dark nations than you have Esau.
Right.
And he has that, and that messes with him. His woman, look, who got the most retarded children? Edomites. The children, the eyes be, slanty and tongue hanging out, helmet on. That'd be Edomites with that, man. You see what I'm saying? It's Esau's women who has a still womb.
Right.
But Jake was told to be fruitful and multiply, man. We're just in a cursed state. But through taking on the ways of your enemy, you have the comfort of just saying, I don't want the baby.
Yeah.
I got some real quick.
Go ahead.
I asked, what percentage of women in America are having abortions by race? In the United States, national tracking data from public health reporting shows that black patients account for the largest share of abortions at roughly 41 to 43%,
That's crazy.
followed by white patients at roughly 28 to 30%, and Hispanic patients at roughly 21%.
So Eve leads the league.
Yep.
See, Jake leads the league in everything negative.
Yep.
Yep.
You see, and there was a point where that was taboo amongst your nation.
Yep.
But what did Margaret Sanger do? She got with the black preacher because she said the way inside of the minds of the black youth and black people, so-called black, right, is through religious leaders. All right? So basically, things that were taboo were then introduced into your culture, all right, through the so-called white man going to these sellout pastors and leaders, okay? And now, ultimately, this is something you march to do. Okay? What do you get out of marching for that?
Exercise.
I'm talking about they'll leave the Trayvon Martin rally and go to the abortion rights rally. So which is it? Don't kill our children or kill them.
Yeah.
It's just a big ball of confusion you're wiggling around here in Babylon the Great, man.
Right.
It's a mess. It's some more on that? Yeah, keep going. It's a little bit more.
Psalms 127, I'll read verse 3 again.
Yep.
It says, Lo, children are an heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward.
Mm-hmm.
As arrows are in the hand of a mighty man, so are children of the youth.
Right.
Happy is the man that has his quiver full of them.
Right. Now you looked at as a loser if you got a lot of children.
Right. Yeah. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
What do you mean what's
You'll
wrong?
see a man with 12, 19 children.
Yeah.
And the first thing people say is, that's 19 broken homes. And it may be, all right, because we live in a messed up society, but in the grand scheme of things, you're supposed to have a lot of children.
Yeah, that's good to say. Be fruitful and multiply. But then this is a God-fearing nation. They follow the Bible. But do you follow it or don't you?
Oh, yep.
Yep. This is the only place, which all over the world, but you have a child and you worry, you're scared, you got to figure it out, That's, in the ancient world, that was a blessing.
Yeah.
Especially if it was a male child.
It was a problem if you didn't have children.
Right.
That was sadness. That was reproach. But in this society, if a woman doesn't have children, then that's like a blessing.
Right.
It's fucked up.
Right. And it has everything to do with the leadership of the earth. He's pretty much, and before he gets out of here, before he's taken down by the Lord, he's going to make earth hell.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
He's already doing it, but it's only going to get worse.
Oh, yeah. The elect are going to be screaming
Man.
for the Lord to come and deliver.
Man. That's right. I have this in Jeremiah 10, in the KJV version, it says, "I'm not the way of the heathen," but I'm going to bring it out in the NLT version. This is Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 2 in the NLT. This is what Yahweh says. Do not act like the other nations who try to read their future in the stars. Do not be afraid of their predictions, even though other nations are terrified by them. And that's perfectly put, man. Like, Jake will do anything and everything to run away from accountability when it comes to Yahweh Bashim. They'll, that Bible. Well, what do you think about Buddhism? Oh, that shit ain't for us. We did that already.
Well, look where Egyptology lay in young Pharaoh.
Oh, man.
Come on, you got his choppers on.
You got walking around with leopard print nails, man.
Yeah, a woke diva now.
Yeah, the woke diva. Look at Polite. Look at Shaka Amos. Look at Natural Tahuti. Look at Sonetter. He took the jab. I had to take it. Why? Because the gods that you follow don't have a standard.
That's right.
Egypt didn't have righteous standards like that. There were certain dynasties, there were certain laws, but in the grand scheme of things, there was no moral law that pretty much was set for all of their dynasties. The law, statutes, commandments was basically given unto the children of Israel to keep, all right, and to separate them from all evil. You go to the damn Egyptian gospel, and you get laws for the afterlife. But what about for life? What about for the world we live in?
Right.
You get 42 negative confessions. But this is when you die. What good is a law when I die? I'm dead. And if you miss any of the confessions, if you're guilty of any of them, a goddess eats your ass. What type of rhetoric is that? That's folly.
But then they believe that shit, because they repeat that shit. But then they get mad at us because we believe that a great fish swallowed a man. Swallowed a prophet. What's easier to believe, that a great fish swallowed a prophet, or that if you don't keep the 42 negative confessions, God is going to eat your ass?
And the Lord so had it. If y'all remember around that time, Apostle, wasn't somebody that actually like swallowed by a whale?
Yeah, it's happened.
Yeah, like that was like 13 years ago, if I remember.
I remember it. Yeah.
And then boom, right in your face.
Yeah.
So miss us with the Egypt, all these different idols, Christianity, Muslim, Islam, Buddhism, Egyptology, okay, which was given unto you by the so-called white man. That's another misconception. The Egypt king. No, all of the top Egyptologists are French, German, all right, Edomites. 90-something% of them are Edomites. Who deciphered the hieroglyphs? Edomites.
Yep.
So miss us with that rhetoric. The so-called white man didn't give us the truth of the Bible. He used it to basically, he came with the slave Bible, where he took out 75% of it and basically taught us a doctrine centered around obeying him. And he's God. And the churches, all right, these different, Baptist, Pentecostal, all of these different churches forward his rhetoric. The truth of the Bible came through the Holy Spirit to the elect of the nation of Israel in the latter days, man. We didn't get this gospel and doctrine from the library or from a school. We were taught, right, directly from the Holy Spirit, man.
I'm I'll keep reading. This is verse 3 back in Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 3. Their ways are futile. This is still an NLT. Their ways are futile and foolish. They cut down a tree, and the craftsman carves an idol.
Right, they cut that, and that's going into the Christmas tree.
Yep.
Which it wasn't called Christmas back then, but this is where that custom comes from. And things like abortion.
Yep.
The heathen glory in giving your child up.
Yep.
Murdering a child, that's something the heathen do. But here it is, Jake leads the league in it.
Yeah, that's Molech, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same concept. Well, you just in modern times. Go ahead.
That's right. Verse 4. They decorate it with gold and silver, then fasten it securely with hammer and nails so it won't fall over. Verse 5. Their gods are like helpless scarecrows in a cucumber field. They cannot speak, and they need to be carried because they cannot walk. Do not be afraid of such gods, for they can neither harm you nor do you any good. Verse 6. Yahweh, there is no one like you, for you are great, and your name is full of power. So that's why y'all see us on the highways and byways, sit downs, live shows, call Halal Yahweh Bashim Hashah, all praises but to the Heavenly Father. Right. And his only begotten Son, because there's power in those names, man.
That's right.
From this man and these men amongst, that we're amongst, and the men who taught the apostle and them, hey, that vibration got pushed out there, man. Right. That's why it's growing through the spirit. Right. It's not growing in the aspect of, man, GMS got over 200,000 members. We ain't here for that. The Lord ain't set us up here for that.
Right.
Yeah, that's cute, but still, like Apostle Tar always give them props. Hey, the word's still going out. So you got 200,000 members, but really, where your faith at, man?
How many of them in the spirit? How many of them doing videos? How many of them believe in the resurrection? How many of them or not going to take the chip.
Mm.
That's what it matters, the
Yeah.
power behind the word. Not the Lord don't deal with large numbers.
Yeah.
He didn't set us up, all right, to where it can be boasted about how many numbers we got.
Officer of 5,000.
Yeah.
Malakwa.
Right.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. That was a weak ass excuse. I did a lesson on the bro. That was a weak ass excuse. I got tired of taking a. Bro, you got tired of your temperature being taken and a test, and you getting paid. You clocked in ISUPK.
Okay, what did he say?
That he took it because he got tired of, you know, when they put the thermometer to your head.
Oh, he took the jab.
Yeah.
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 Like, shit,
bro.
you got to send that out.
Yeah. He said, well, I got tired. Bro, who gets tired of getting your, like, granted, you know, you just want to get to work, but, bro, you on the clock, they're checking your temperature, you do the little swab test.
You don't even do that. Just take my
Yeah.
temperature. Fuck that swab test.
And more so, you were in fear of your livelihood, bro, because the blue states and up north caught hell for that, bro. A lot of people's livelihoods got destroyed by the jab, bro.
Yep.
And your reasoning is definitely off. Like, nigga,
Now look at 'em.
Yeah, if you didn't have to take it, why take it? Yeah.
Well, now they saying we didn't say take it. We didn't tell nobody to take it.
Which is a goddamn, that's the same shit Nick said.
It's a lie, man. These dudes are just
Nick said, if you listen close, moron, I didn't say there wasn't gonna be a time of Jacob's trouble.
right. It's like, bro, we looking at you say it.
Dudes are bold-faced liars, man.
Man, bro, no fear.
None.
You know.
And then the crazy thing about it is the zombies eat that shit up.
They don't
That's
care.
right. He didn't say to take it. And he
Right.
said that I take 4 or 5 of them bad boys.
Sheesh.
There's even I think I sent it to y'all.
Bro.
It was a picture that I sent to y'all
Yeah.
where it actually said it on,
Yeah,
on
take
the
the back.
screen.
Yeah.
Take it.
Yeah.
And then he said it in that
In the
video.
video, they have a video on IUSPK Washington D.C. Take the vaccine, dummy.
Right.
And this is not medical information.
Don't be afraid of it.
Don't be afraid of a needle. Like, what the hell is that? And they got paid for that shit.
They had to.
Now here it is, after all of the wickedness that's been found out about that jab, okay, they want to backtrack and say we never told nobody to take it. Well, that's out of his mouth. And we got the videos. The Spirit's on us to keep bringing it out what they've led you Israelites to. Because here it is, they tell you, don't take the so-called white man's Christianity. Don't take the white man's this. Don't take the white man's that. But then he comes with a jab saying that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans should have it first. And you push them to do it. And then Fauci, the one who's at the forefront of it, has to get pardoned. And then when he's brought to court, he's pleading the fifth, which is illegal after you're pardoned. So this is a big scam, man. It's a big scandal.
Not in trouble as other.
They're not in trouble. He ain't really being brought up on charge. He ain't really gonna go to jail. This is why the Lord has to come back.
Yeah.
And he hopefully he's one of the ones that scurries into the bunker.
Yeah.
Because he was at the forefront of AIDS and all of that. These devils have crimes against humanity that can't even be calculated with reason. They've done a lot. This is why I'm going to go back to this for you, Apostle. In Sirach 36. This is the book of Sirach 36 and 3. Lift up thy hand against the strange nations and let them see thy power. As thou wast sanctified in us before them, so be thou magnified among them before us.
Right.
And let them know thee as we have known thee, that there is no power but only thou.
Right, and there's going to come a point where the world is going to realize who the power of the heaven is.
Right.
Because for millennia, these different doctrines and these pseudo-gospels have been taught. Christianity, Roman Catholicism, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, Zoroastrianism, you name it.
All the isms.
All the isms and schisms, you know what I mean? And nothing that they said is happening. If you would have left it up to them, we would have still been back at square one years ago. We was at 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. You know, but through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai, the men that the Lord raised up, beginning with El Dapper Bibbins, the things that they were speaking back then and are speaking now are things that were spoken before they actually started happening, and that's what's shaking and moving the world.
Right.
And the people of the world are starting to see what the prophets have been saying, and they're recognizing, because no one is talking about that bullshit about. The only people that's talking about Christianity are individuals like Vocab that have a mission to try to quell, to stop this truth, clowns of his ilk, you know. But everyone else that's not into religion like that, they're talking about the things that are happening now, the prophecies that are happening now. They're talking about the beast system. They're talking about the digital system. They're talking about the infrastructure that's taking place.
Yep.
They're talking about how hard things are getting. They're talking about that this even I was watching the Elder Pastor video that he did earlier about the Canadian prepper. He's an agnostic, which means he questions if there's a Most High or not. And he's just like now, it seems like everything that's happening is biblical.
Yep.
Because people are coming to that conclusion, based off of what's written in the scriptures. The book that everyone claims to believe in and everyone shits on.
Right.
Except for the prophets.
Yep. I got something for you.
Bring it up.
This is Isaiah 41:21 in the GNT. The Lord, Yahweh, the King of Israel, has this to say. You gods of the nations, present your case. Bring the best arguments you have.
Oh, yeah, produce your cause.
Yep. Come here and predict what will happen.
Right, because you can't. There's none of you that have been predicting anything that's happening right now.
Nope.
If anything, you've been, trying to put people to sleep, especially you Edomites. Yeah.
Right. Come and predict what will happen so that we will know when it will take place.
Right, so that we can know that you are a God. We can know that you are the Most High. One thing about the Lord, he said his words don't go out void.
That's right.
He speaks it, he's going to make it come to pass.
Yep.
And then when all these things come to pass, his name is going to be glorified and magnified on the planet Earth once again, as it should be.
Yep.
You got it.
So once the warning stops, the judgment drops.
That's it.
That's
That's
it.
it.
That's what's close.
That's it.
Explain to the court the events of the past and tell us what they mean.
Right, because we're in court right now. The prophets are out here. They've been speaking. They've been teaching. They've been bringing the charges up on you. Now we're coming down to the final statements. You're making your plea. You're giving your final, statements, and the prophets are giving their final statements. And after that, once the revelation is fully out there, then the Lord brings the judgment.
Yep.
And the judgment, because we're at the end. Everything has been, the evidence has been shown, has been presented. We're hammering out. We're in the sentencing stage now. We're at the very ending of the sentencing stage, where the judge is about to give the final judgment.
That's right.
Yeah.
Tell us what the future holds, then we will know that you are gods.
Woo!
Do something good or bring some disaster.
Mm.
Fill us with fear and awe. You and all, it says, you and all you do are nothing. Those who worship you are disgusting.
Yeah, because you're trying to be like the Most High, create these different destruction, these earthquakes and all that, changing the pattern of the weather. But nevertheless, the Lord is still going. He's going to do something where you're not going to be able to get out of it.
Right.
And that's going to be the determining factor. You can only go so far with your technology.
That's it.
You can't stop the train of prophecy that the Lord set up.
Mm-hmm.
And there's going to come a point where, like, the magicians, they resisted Moses and Aaron. They were able to do certain things that Moses and Aaron did.
Yeah.
But after a while, when it started, when they realized that that it was a finger of the Most High.
Yeah.
In the third plague. The third plague was when they said, "Nah, that's the finger of the Most High.
Yeah, that's too much.
We can't touch that." So it's going to come to a point where the finger of the Most High is going to do its thing, and then you're going to have to back the fuck up.
Yep. Sirach 36:6. Show new signs and make other strange wonders. Glorify thy hand and thy right arm, that they may set forth thy wondrous works. And I believe right now, the tomorrow, which is the new moon and sundown tomorrow, I believe it's like 3 celestial events: planetary alignment, it's a shower, a meteor shower, okay, and also a partial eclipse, all in the same, all in the same day.
signs in the heavens.
See, now the heathen are looking at these things and they're trying to predict, how to establish their NWO and sacrificing. We just use it to know that the Lord is getting ready to work on our behalf.
Yeah.
Like you went into earlier, the heathen look at these things and they're dismayed and they tie it to myths and this and that.
Yeah.
We wasn't set up for that.
Yeah.
Okay? We just go into what the book of Luke said. We go into the scriptures that said there will be signs in the heavens and the showing you that the Lord's return is near.
That's it.
All right? And as those things happen in the heavens, the environment on the earth is getting worse because prophecy is being fulfilled.
Right, and these are signs showing us
Right.
that these things are about to happen.
That's it.
One thing that Esau can't do is he can't manipulate the heavens.
Right.
You can manipulate, certain, weather patterns and all that on the planet Earth because the Lord gave you that power, but you can't manipulate the heavens.
Right.
You can't manipulate prophecy. And even in what you're doing, you're playing out prophecy.
Fulfilling prophecy.
Because the scriptures speak about the miracles that you will be doing, deceiving the nations.
Right. Right.
And the reason why you're doing this, everything that you're doing right now to get people into such a despair spirit is to have them turn to you for help.
Salvation. Right.
And that help is going to come in the form of the MOTV, which is a micro seer, in this new system going on. You want everything to be peaceful, you want everything to go back to peace, boom. And then there was a video I was watching earlier, a short, where this Jake woman, she was showing a clip from a Superman cartoon back in the days. And pretty much that Superman cartoon was saying, the individual was saying how that the technology that was going up at the time is going to make it to where no one will have to work. But the people, what about the people? What they going to do? They're just going to relax, they're just going to sit at home and all that.
Utopia.
Then, you seen it?
Nah, but that's pretty much what Elon is saying.
Yeah. And then he said, what about the athletes? He said, well, they won't have to be up because it'll pretty much be like AI shit.
Yeah.
But this was back in 1979 when they said this.
Right.
So here it is, we're fast forwarded to 2026, and all of these things are becoming reality.
Yep.
Because the Lord's words don't go out void.
Right. Pretty much what they're trying to promise you some type of left-handed utopia to where you don't have to work. You have a robot made that'll pretty much, tell you what to eat. All right. Basically keep you healthy. Okay. And life will just be grand. But we know goddamn well that ain't what Esau's going to do. He go get all that power, all that control and bring peace to the people. That's not going to happen. Okay. They're pretty much lying to you. Even the way they're bringing forth this MOTB, you notice they keep showing people being healed. With neurological issues, okay, which pretty much palsy. All right, your nerves shut down. Which Yahweh Shai didn't have to go inside of somebody's brain and do all of this crap to heal them. He basically spoke it or touched them, or their belief made them whole. Okay, and we believe through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, before it's all said and done, certain men of the Lord are going to be healing. Certain men of the Lord are going to be given spiritual capabilities here on earth.
That's right.
All right? And we believe that wholeheartedly. Okay? Because pretty much this devil is out of control.
Right.
He's getting ready to bring an environment to where if the Lord leaves us just, out to dry, we through.
Yeah.
So the Lord is getting ready to come through for us. All right? We talk about the doom. We talk about the gloom. We talk about how bad it's going to get. But that's going to be associated with us being what? Brought to another glory.
Yeah.
The scriptures talks about from glory to glory. We're getting ready to go to another glory. Once this word is taken off the internet, all right, once Esau, Edom, all right, starts to persecute the prophets, just like in the book of Acts, that's going to be associated with him doing things for us. In the book of Acts, actions happen.
Right.
the Lord, they were catching hell, getting thrown in jail, but angels were showing up.
Yeah.
They were given power to heal.
Breaking out of prison.
Yep. Certain niggas who was being niggas was dropping dead in front of them.
Yep.
That type of stuff is getting ready to happen for us in this time.
Right. Because the Lord was establishing who he was dealing with.
That's it. That's it. Then shall it be known who is my chosen. You got it, bro.
So, Psalms 140, verse 8 in the GNT says, Lord, don't let the wicked Don't give the wicked what they want. Don't let their plots succeed.
Right.
Don't let my enemies be victorious. Make their threats against me fall back on them.
Right, because this whole thing is centered around Esau, Edom getting that birthright. That's pretty much what they're trying to set up, is a pseudo birthright for themselves where they can rule as gods on the earth and they can X out Yahweh Shai. Okay? And pretty much they're the children of Satan. So they're trying to set up Satan's kingdom on earth. Even when you read that letter with Albert Pike, he said all of this confusion in this third world's war is going to lead to them bringing about the age of Lucifer, which is pretty much that digital age. Everybody got the C-hip in them. And pretty much there's another form of human. Okay? He's going to basically bring about his own form of human beings. Because he doesn't want to go into the new world with there being Edomites, Moabites, because that's where the Lord operates in that arena.
Right.
If he's able to chip everybody and manipulate their insides, he can then offset prophecy.
Right.
And of course he's going to try to do away with the elect, those of us who have the testimony. So as the priest is reading here, Lord, don't allow them to go through with this madness. Stop their asses. And there was always a point where the Lord said enough is enough. And we're just about at that point, but it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
Right.
He got even more. He ain't finished.
And the Lord is showing you people that evil has a face.
Yeah.
You start with Esau.
That's
man.
it.
Right? Just start at verse 1 on that. I had that pulled up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Evil, the Lord let you know evil has a face, man. So it's with Edom, Esau, you know?
Yeah.
So you can pinpoint out who gonna do this shit.
That's it.
Bro, he just put all of that juice. How many people got injuries or went back to the spirit world only to get brought up on charges and then get pardoned by a president? A government is supposed to serve the people.
Yeah.
But what's being served is the corporation and the rich elite. They don't give a shit about you people, man. And they're showing you every day how wicked they are.
Yeah, that's where you got Trump sending individuals overseas to be diplomats that are owners of businesses. They're not no diplomats. The only one that was alleged, supposedly a diplomat was J.D. Vance, which was supposed to be the vice president.
Mm-hmm.
Them other individuals, the Iranians, they're sending delegates. They're sending individuals that are involved with government.
Right.
These devils are sending over their businessmen.
Right.
That's why they don't take them serious.
Nobody take them serious.
Here it is, you running a scam. You showing the people in their face that it's not about them, it's about building up these corporations, because the corporations are making money.
That's right.
The people are getting money taken from them and
Screwed.
giving to these corporations.
Right.
That's right. You had who's it? Elon on board. Yeah.
And J.D. Vance is the best friend. He's a running mate with I think Zuckerberg, one of them technocrats. He's a running mate with one of them. So this is all the technocracy being set up right before your very eyes, man.
That's right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, you got Jeff Bezos. He's another one.
Yeah.
I didn't know that dude own that much. He owned Washington Post. That dude own a lot, bro.
Somebody look that up. Which technocrat? You can read what you got, but somebody just look up who was J.D. Vance. He's basically an offspring of one of those rich elite technocrats. Just try to word it and look it up. But
Do the best you can.
Yeah. Wiggle up in there.
Wiggle it. Just saying
He was a friend of. He was close with one of them technocrats.
Is it Peter Thiel?
Peter Thiel. There you go.
Peter Thiel. So
The Palantir people. The guy who says that basically human beings should go beyond, changing their sex. That's child's play. Human beings need to now merge with machine.
Right.
So we can create another form of human.
Because that's their plan.
That's their plan. But J.D. Vance, your vice president, is good friends with him.
Trump.
Yeah.
David Sanders. Yeah.
Man. And that shows you that the people that Trump brought in there that's making money are those technocrats. Nothing to do. None of them devils that he got rolling around him don't know anything about politics. All they know is about business. And he's making them billions of dollars, including himself.
Yep, you got it.
Yeah, Con. This is it says J.D. Vance, former President Donald Trump's running mate, has had a long collaborative relationship with GOP donor and Silicon Valley billionaire Peter Thiel, one that has aided Vance from his time in venture capital to his role as an Ohio senator.
There you go. We ain't even gotta say it anymore. All right, you got it.
Back in Psalms 140 and verse 1 in the GNT, it says, "Save me, Lord, from evildoers. Keep me from violent people. They are always plotting evil, always stirring up quarrels."
Right. They're always plotting evil, and now they have control of your government to where your constitution is being trumped. Yeah. Your civil liberties, your rights. Remember, 2 horns like a lamb. So they swore them dusty, musty ass presidents in on the Bible. And as soon as they get in office, they sitting there, okay, stanking with a pen, just signing all kind of wicked legislation into place.
Yeah.
There's nothing more dangerous than an Edomite with a pen.
Right.
That's a sword, right?
You know what I'm saying? That pen, and you know, they're just writing away, all right, wicked and unlawful decrees, man, to ensnare you people into bowing to his NWO, man. And you should have known it the minute Trump got elected. You saw Elon Musk, you saw Larry Ellison, and you saw the rest of these technocrats just standing there with him.
Yep.
Doge came about.
Yep.
Well, they're dismantling your government because they're getting ready to do away with government as you know it. Go ahead, bro.
Back in Psalms 140,
And I'm gonna get it real quick, just in the regular case. Psalms 140 and 1. Deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man. That's it.
Yeah, that nigga violent.
Evil has a face. The Lord let you know evil has a face, you know. You look it up with Job down in 24. Right.
And the evil's face is Esau, the Edomites.
Yep.
The red man.
The red man, the so-called white people. And not every so-called white-looking person is an Edomite.
Right.
Just as a disclaimer.
Yep, you're gonna be surprised when you find out a lot of our brothers and sisters look like heathen.
Yep.
That's why you got to be in the spirit, man.
That's it. We have to be able to discern. The scripture says the spirit beareth witness with our spirit that we are the sons of the living power.
Yep. Right.
You know? Y'all got it.
Yep. So the true gospel pretty much has a counter for everything.
Yeah.
Y'all hate white. Well, no. Edomites. All right, we hate Edomites, but in the grand scheme of things, you got certain Israelites that look like Edomites, and you got certain people who are Edomites that look like Israelites.
Yeah, and then also, you know, if you have a boss that's an Edomite, but he's cool with you and he helps you, scripture say, make you friends of the men of the world.
Yeah.
If at all peaceable, live peaceable. If at all possible, live peaceably with all
Right.
men.
That's right.
Right.
You know?
You walking into the door, you hold the door for the Edomite. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? We ain't given the right to just slack you, but we ain't given the right to go out here and wild out.
No, you're right. No, that's
No, that's it. That's it.
You know, that's the truth, you know? You don't just go to your job and say, you know what, man, you a goddamn devil, man. Because guess what? That'll be your last day on the job.
Right.
The check.
You going into slavery, nigga.
Then you be like, damn, man, you know, these devils are demons, man.
Right.
You know, they deprive you of your job, motherfucker. You fuck your
You
own
didn't
job,
use
you
wisdom.
sabotage yourself.
Oh, man.
You know, just like, you know, you got these guys that look, first of all, the police, if they pull you over, just give them your information. All that, knowing the law, you know who gets away with that shit? Edomites. You know, that know the law because they look like, they're not going to shoot them motherfuckers. You know?
Right.
But if you look, you know, if you especially the darker you are, and you lip off, you know, even if you know the law, they might pull you out, they might shoot your ass. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not required to have a license except I'm traveling to transport. Pow!
Now you can travel to the
Now you traveling to the spirit world, nigga.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
You
Just
have
give
the right.
Yeah.
You have the right.
Yeah. Just give them your license. Good afternoon. Good. You know, how you doing? You know, sorry. What did I do wrong? Boom, boom, boom. All right. If he give you a ticket, a lot of times they'll let you go.
Yeah. I had this Edomite butch cop pull me over, and he said, you ran the stop sign. I said, I did? He said, okay. So I gave him my information and all that, you know, and then afterwards, and I said, was it that stop sign over there? She said, no, the one before that. I said, okay, so my apologies. You know, she just let me go. She didn't give me no ticket, nothing.
Yeah.
So how about you know shot? I didn't think I ran it, but I'm not gonna sit there and argue.
Right, I didn't run it.
You know?
Prove it. I remember I was by Yadakai house. I got pulled over and police pulled me over. I had a tank top on and shit. He said, "You ever been in any trouble?" I said, "With my woman." They both of the officers start cracking up. They had the flag. They just start cracking up, and they just talk shit on it. Then they just let me go.
Because they where they gonna go with that?
They want me too.
Yeah, that's it.
You can relate.
Yep.
If I can add real quick to Quan,
Yep.
that's Romans 13 too.
Yeah.
Those good works
Yeah.
are not a terror to, you know,
Yeah.
right. That's right. Because I've had them type of situations too where, you know, like President Edomite, I knew he was.
Yeah.
But I was, you know, I just dealt properly.
Yeah.
And they ended up no tickets or nothing,
Right.
letting me go.
Right, and sometimes it's just a demon on it. They just gonna give you a ticket any
Yeah.
goddamn.
Right.
They be
Right.
looking just that stern look like, nigga, I don't give a fuck, nigga. I'm gonna ruin your day.
Yeah,
Right,
right.
right.
Trouble before, yeah, with my woman. That.
Classic.
I gotta use that one.
Yeah, but I'm just like, what kind of question is that?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm just gonna say, yeah.
You said yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my
Yeah. Robbed the liquor store, but I got, but I was tripping. Like, no, nigga, I'm not gonna tell you, but we were given wisdom to maneuver in this captivity, man.
That's right.
Yahweh Shah's walk was pretty much showing you how to walk behind enemies' lines and be in the spirit,
Walk with wisdom.
you know?
You remember that the order y'all had years ago
Yeah.
with the brothers had warrants?
Yeah.
Bro, I went to the court. They threw it out.
Do it out.
They
Take care of
threw
that
it
shit.
out. I didn't complain. I like, cause bro, Jake, who I was riding with, they didn't have their headlights on. That ticket wasn't even issued. They were just looking for shit. Oh, y'all not having no seatbelt. My nigga, we've been out here for 20 minutes. Of course, nigga, trying to get comfortable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, lo and behold, call the lawyer about shooting shot. Called my name, stood up, dismissed.
Take care of it.
Yeah, take.
Because if you let it linger,
Yeah.
you'll be in some more mess.
That's right.
Right, but scriptures.
This is I'm just going to Lord being merciful, delivering you out of things. This is Psalms 57 and started verse 1. It says, "Be merciful unto me, O Yahweh, be merciful unto me, for my soul trusted in thee. Yea, in thy shadow of thy wings will I make my refuge, until these calamities be overpassed. I will cry unto the power of the Most High, unto Yahweh, that performeth all things for me." It says, "He shall send from heaven and shall save me from the reproach of him that shall swallow me up. Yahweh Shai shall send forth his mercy and his truth." The Lord is actually setting that up because, like you said, things are about to get, Esau's gonna really, like you say, how they say, balls to the wall. He's gonna really come down on Jake. And he's setting this up because ultimately we know he's trying to set up for the MOTB.
Yeah.
But he's gonna call, like you say, come down with great wrath. But the Lord, who the Lord had that covering over, that's gonna be refuge for him.
Yeah.
Not the 2/3.
Nah.
And well, like I was gonna say earlier, with the Elder Yahshua was speaking, that scriptures say, it's the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be delivered out of it.
Right.
So we're gonna be in the midst of it. Have to be in the midst of Jacob's trouble in order for the Lord to step in and deliver us.
That's it.
Have to be in the midst of trouble for the Lord to be able to work his thing. When Daniel was thrown in the lion's den, that was the Lord, stepping in to save him from that. When the 3 children were thrown in the oven, the Lord stepped in the greatest time of need and helped them. So we're gonna be in the greatest time of need right now when the Lord steps in to deliver us. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, then the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against them. Because something that the Lord's going to do is going to keep them devils at bay, where they're only going to be able to approach so far. What it is, we don't know, but we know that whatever it's going to be something spectacular.
That's it. Yep. Deliverance comes with hell.
Yeah.
That's how the Lord has always worked. All of the acts of divine intervention that the Lord brought forth, Read it. It's always tied to us being either chased by an enemy, some kind of crazy situation. Even Egypt. Here it is. We were in trouble. That was Jacob's trouble. Here it is. Pharaoh is coming towards you. And the only thing you can do is either jump in the water or wait on the Lord.
Right.
And he coming towards you with a bunch of chariots, weapons, demons on them. That's trouble. But the Lord worked the work. The way we've always been delivered, man. At the time of King Jehoshaphat, the heathen were basically getting ready to come and roll on Israel, and the Lord made them fight each other.
Yeah.
Those are acts of divine intervention. Daniel, the 12th chapter, basically describes a time that's going to be so crazy because AI has the ability to seek out one who's calling on a name.
Yeah.
That's how crazy it's getting ready to get. You saying the name Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, a drone can hear that shit and come blow your ass up. So it's getting ready to be so bad that we're going to need divine intervention, and that's going to come through trouble.
That's it.
But Jake hears Jacob's trouble and they get mad.
Right.
That's the only way out.
We already went through slavery and all that.
That's cool. That's cool. That's y'all belief.
Right.
Right.
That's y'all incredulity, not ours. We believe what we believe.
Right.
So y'all keep on doing what y'all doing. That's all.
Because it's
y'all.
coming any way to go.
Yeah, I got some.
Yep.
This is Isaiah 66 and 7. Before she travailed, she brought forth. For her, before her pain came, she was delivered of a man-child. So Yahweh Shai already delivered us, you know. But we're in the midst of a very hard times that are coming, and we're going to be actually delivered physically out of it. Right? It says, "Who hath heard such a thing? Who have seen such things? Shall the earth be made to bring forth in one day? Or shall the nation be born at once? For as soon as Zion travailed, she brought forth her children." And that's what we're at a point now where we're travailing. We're at the point that the baby is about to come out. And that's when the woman has the worst pain. Right? It says, "Shall I bring to the birth and not cause to bring forth? Saith the Lord Yahweh Bashanau Shai. Shall I cause to bring forth and shut the womb? Saith the Lord, thy power. Rejoice ye Jerusalem, and be glad with her, all ye that love her. Rejoice for joy with her, all ye that mourn for her, that you may suck and be satisfied with the breast of her consolations." Because we're the ones that's going to be consoled. Because we're the ones that's catching hell.
That's right.
That you may milk out and be delighted with the abundance of her glory. That's dealing with the elect. "For thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashanau Shai, behold, I will extend peace to her like a river, and the glory of the Gentiles, which are the heathens, like as a flowing stream," because we're going to receive all of their goods. "Then shall you suck, you shall be borne upon her sides, and be dandled upon her knees. As one whom his mother comforted, so will I comfort you, and you shall be comforted in Jerusalem. And when you see this, your heart shall rejoice, and your bones shall flourish like an herb. And the hand of the Lord Yahweh Bashanau Shai shall be known towards his servants, and his indignation towards his enemies." And it goes on to say, it speaks about the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Yeah, right.
But that's the point. The point is that, we're in a great travail right now. That's why brothers are groaning in the spirit. And it's like, you can't even really put it into words, because even like earlier today, we went to Whole Foods to go get the soup. And I was telling Bun, I said, man, I just feel like this, like so like this, like it's like a depression, tired, it's like low energy, like vibration. And these people that are bugged the fuck out, it's like you can't stand to be around them too long.
Man.
They get on your goddamn nerves. Every little thing they do, everything they say, when they scratch their nose. I mean, everything about this world is just frustrating.
Yep.
And we're at that point, to where something's got to change.
Man.
The Lord got to come deliver us soon, man. Because the scripture say, if those days don't be shortened, there shall no flesh be left to be saved.
I feel I feel the same way. Like super tired.
Yeah.
Just look that languishing.
Yeah.
And we fight it, but it's there.
Mhm.
This has been the worst year of my life.
Yeah.
It's also the greatest because of understanding is being gained, but like this, the fight is we're in a fight. We're in a fight of our lives.
Oh yeah.
You can feel it, like nigga, Satan is fighting. Like they're doing that. They're doing something to the air. The atmosphere is different.
Yep, the whole vibration of the earth.
It's weird.
We're pretty much in a championship round.
Yeah.
And the championship round, it showed, you know, who had the heart and who didn't.
That's right.
You know, you have many good boxers, but when back then they used to fight 15 rounds. You know, by the time you got to the 12th round and on up, you know, those are considered. I mean, I'm not sure if it's a little before that, but around that point, those are considered the championship rounds.
Yes.
Because that's where really heart and determination, you know, and digging in, you know, really meant something.
Right.
Because by that point you was exhausted. You were just throwing, you know, blows because you had to keep going. And the person that had, you know, the most determination was usually the one that would win.
That's it, right? That's
You know?
I believe Jack Johnson fought.
Oh, they
Like 30-something rounds.
Yeah. Back then they used to fight like forever.
You know what I'm saying? But I think they were trying to bait because he was beating everybody ass, so they made it to where he fought like 20, 30-some rounds, I believe.
Yeah.
Somebody could look it up.
Because they were trying to probably get him to get beat.
Yeah, they wanted him to lose.
Yeah.
Plus he was rolling through, ripping up them tickets and marrying him,
Right.
eat him like
He married him, eat him. I
Oh, you
said,
know, the cops used to pull him over and he said, "How much is the ticket?" $25. Well, here's 50. One for the way back.
Yeah. Yeah. You know.
Hey, because he told the cop, he said that the only time he been in trouble was with his woman.
Yeah. Well, get that one scripture, the corruptible crown, and beat it. One that beat it the air.
Corruptible crown. That's 1 Corinthians 9.
Yep. I fight not as one that beat it there, because we're in a fight. So you got to be very calculated, because in the great boxers, yeah, you can have all of the power in the world, but going the distance, that's harder than just knocking somebody out. To go to fight, that's why Floyd's one of my favorite people. Maybe don't like it, but to go that far to fight 12 rounds and still not get hit. We did, we got into the boxing. I went to the gym with Ariella and all of that, man. That shit hard.
Yeah.
So it takes skill to go the distance. After 1 round, 2 rounds, So I have respect for all of those men who step into the ring.
Oh, yeah.
Even the dudes who do like the 5 round, that shit hard.
MMA, all that shit.
All that shit.
Because you have to be conditioned.
Man.
And this is pretty much what's happening right now.
Yeah.
The brothers are being conditioned in the spirit as to what to expect.
Right.
Because when the time comes, Jake is going to really need, that spirit conditioning in order to get through these times that are coming.
That's it.
And the more you condition, the longer your stamina lasts. And that's where you have these fighters. They'll fight like MMA. They'll fight those 5 rounds, which are hard rounds, and they're barely breathing hard.
Yeah.
Because they're in tip-top shape because they train, but you don't see what they're doing behind the scenes, how they're training, and how they're exhausted after they train.
Right.
You gotta, just really observe what you up against. Because if you don't observe what you up against, you really not a student of the game. That's why when you look at the greats, bro, they like psychologically, bro, like people like with Dennis Rodman, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, them dudes' minds was somewhere else, bro.
Demons on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to be crazy.
Yeah, you got to be crazy.
You have to be tapped into a craziness.
And that's one of my favorite songs by Seal.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you're never going to survive unless you get a little crazy.
Yeah. He said, out of all of the people in the world, how many want to fly?
Yeah.
Like, basically, you got to have another mentality. All right? And that's us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We really believe that we're going to be flying one day. But the brother got it real quick.
I asked what was the longest fight Jack Johnson ever had. It says Jack Johnson's longest fight was in a 26-round heavyweight championship bout against Jess Willard.
And you fought before, right? That shit hard. To not the thinking aspect of boxing, and a nigga fainting and you like, is he fit to hit me? That take energy. That shit drains you. Like them fighters that be moving, that shit hard to fight niggas like that. So imagine Satan. He don't stop moving at all.
And then you swing and sometimes you miss. That takes a lot of energy. Because when you connect is one thing, but when you miss, that's like taking more energy out of you. Especially like the later rounds.
Right. says they were in Havana, Cuba. It said the grueling match lasted 1 hour and 41 minutes, including the 1 minute rest period. Just 1 minute rest
Yeah,
period.
1 minute, get your ass back out there. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You see? But we're doing that in the spirit.
Yeah.
And like we're in the, like you say, we're in the championship round. You can feel that tiredness,
Yeah.
you know, and Satan wants you to play on it. Like you feel exhausted. Like I wake up and nothing works no more. Like the
Yeah.
energy stuff that used to work, it'll work months ago, but now you drinking and just shit don't work no more. Certain days it hits you, but you know.
You go to sleep and you wake up more tired than when you went to sleep.
Yeah.
And then you have nights you can't sleep. Bro, I didn't go to bed till 9:30 this morning.
Damn.
And woke up at, woke up I think around 1 something and then woke back up at 3. So it's we in a fight for sure.
When you take some ashwagandha, I'm gonna give you that shit don't work. Nothing works.
Well, a lot of the stuff that we take that's supposed to work, Esau radiates a lot of that shit.
Oh yeah, he radiates.
You know, so like a lot of that stuff that we take, you know, even though it's good for you and it does help, it's not as potent as it normally is. And then you got to remember too, we ordering this stuff, so you don't know how long it's been
You
sitting on
don't
the
know
shelf.
who it is, who did it.
You know, so it takes time to get from harvesting to the place that sells it, and then from there you don't know how long it's, because they get a lot of orders, so you don't know how long it's been sitting there.
Yeah.
So by the time you get it, it could have went through a radiation process. It could be stale.
Yeah.
So by the time you get it, you get a little bit of the effects. Oh, this is amazing, but then 2 days later it's like the fuck.
It don't work no more.
Yeah.
Pure hell, man. This shit is hell, bro. I'm talking about, man, I just been tired.
Yeah.
Dozing off in front of, like, at work, just tired. Like, what? I'm like, why am I so tired? But then you gotta tap in. Like, I'm gonna overcome this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. It's pretty much it's the vibration of the earth is turning up to more of a wicked frequency.
It's wicked, man.
And that wicked frequency zaps our energy. You know?
Crazy. Go ahead.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 25.
Sorry, 24.
24. This is verse 24. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize?
Yep.
So run that ye may obtain.
Run that you may obtain. This ain't a 100-yard, dash.
Mhm.
You know, when you look at them 5,000 or 3 mile races, I believe they do it in kilometers or whatever. They ain't sprinting. They ain't starting off sprinting. You know what I'm saying? We've saw niggas start off sprinting in this thing of ours, man.
Yep.
And look where they at now.
Yep.
Sprinting. They was trying to do too much and wanted to be this, wanted to be top guy, had every precept, knew this, do that. Now they gone.
Yeah.
See, they so this thing ain't about, doing too much.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. If the Lord has a spirit on you, of course, let your light shine.
Right.
But you be mindful of what you're into. This is a marathon, not a sprint.
There you go.
Yeah, man. You gotta pace yourself. You can do 1 million videos in 9 months. You're still unprofitable.
Yeah.
So why wear yourself out?
Yeah, right.
It don't make sense.
Trying to do what another man does.
Right.
But let your light shine. The Lord gave you a measure, you know what I'm saying, and you're supposed to do forth with that measure you've been given.
Yeah, let every man prophesy according to the proportion of faith that's given to him.
Right. Yeah, go ahead.
So, Juan, can I bring this out to just
Absolutely.
what you just said? This is Ecclesiastes 9 and 11. It says, I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happening to them all.
You got
So
it.
like you said, man, this thing is you gotta pace yourself in this thing, man. Like he mentioned, the cats that came this thing, running that sprint. You're sprinting, starting off with a sprint, and then they fall off, man, because they lost faith, got tired, got weary, or whatever, because they started off too fast. They didn't pace themselves, man. So you gotta pace yourself in this thing, therefore, you last, because this thing is, you know what I'm saying, it's not
No, finish.
it's not a thing that's going to come in your time, man.
Right.
This thing's going to happen in the Lord's time, man. And of course, we know that the Lord's time is different from our time. You know what I'm saying? A day to the Lord is 1,000 years to us, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you gotta pace yourself, bro.
And read the next one.
Come on.
Because Esau's running out of time, not us.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
This is the
Time on
beginning
our
of
side.
forever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? E is the one crashing
That's
out.
right.
You know that they have
Verse 12, Ecclesiastes 9 and 12, it says, "For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes they are taken in an evil net, and as the birds they are caught in the snare. So are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon them." You know, and that reminds me again of that Jacob's trouble, Daniel's 12 you mentioned. Hey, can I bring that out? real quick?
Absolutely.
Follow that.
Why not, man?
Let's go this is Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1, and it reads, "And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation." So it's going to be very bad, comes some very harsh, very critical, very bad times, man.
That's right.
You know, and it says, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time, and at that time thy people shall be delivered. So like the Zaquan been going into this whole time, the Lord has delivered us out of some very bad times. You know, we mentioned the three holy children, you know what I'm saying, out of the furnace. That's bad times, man. But then the Lord delivered them out of that. You know, the lions den, that's bad times. Which spiritually, all those things is right. We going through those things.
It's the same thing.
The same thing right now. What we're going through. So yeah, man. Though it says at that time that the children of thy people shall be delivered, man. So it's gonna get pretty bad out here, man. You know, these men ain't just saying these things just to be saying some things, man. You know, they're speaking the words of the Lord, man. And the majority of these people don't know the Lord. They don't know how he moves. They don't know his nature. They don't know how he get out. You know what I'm saying? But these men, they've been given these things, man. So it's critical that you listen. You know, it's vital that you listen to what these men have to say, man. You know, because it's going to get very bad. But that's when the Lord is going to deliver his people, man.
Right. We're literally like a worm.
God.
Right.
A worm is helpless. You just,
Just wiggling around.
wiggling.
And you have to think of it like this, right? When the three children were being brought to the furnace, they heated it up 7 times more. Here it is, they're being led to the fire. Strong men, and those strong men burnt up the closer they got to the furnace.
Right.
So you gotta, that was a very intense moment. You know, and then they were thrown in there in the fire.
Right.
But from the moment before they even got in there, they didn't feel none of the flames. Because they didn't burn up.
And they were praising the Lord as they walked
Yeah.
into it.
You know, because it shows you that they felt the presence of the Lord with them as they were going in there. While them other individuals are being burnt up, that AC was on them.
Right.
You know? And then when they went up in there, then Yahushua was in there with them. You know? So that is a testimony of faith and a testimony of in an impossible time, the Lord will come through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got this. It says, farming teaches patience because crops grow on nature's schedule, not ours. Spiritually, a farmer represents the faith in the unseen, surrender to divine timing, and act in cooperation with the higher powers.
Yeah.
It's on the Lord's time.
That's
So you
it.
got to pace yourself.
That's it.
You know?
Yeah. And that's why it's important what you do with your time and the truth. Because the time and the truth that you put in, that's building up your spiritual bank account. And when the time of hell comes, the only ones that's going to be able to withdraw from that spiritual bank account are the ones that's been putting into it.
That's right.
But if you ain't been putting nothing into it, you ain't going to get nothing out of it.
Nope.
It's just like here it is, you got a bank account, you got a debit card, and then you don't put nothing in there, but then you want to keep using your debit card. Eventually, then you ain't going to be able to use it.
Right.
Because you ain't got, you in the negative.
You
know?
text message.
Yeah. Overdraft.
Yeah.
In the Lord, you gotta put in.
Yeah.
The great deliverance is coming to those who really believe, and those who really believe, What did James say? Faith without works is dead.
Yeah. It says that, then the works of faith shall be a force, something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
So that shows you, that you have to do things, like the elect already, from the foundation before the earth was created, already sealed to be, to be delivered. But they're still going to put in work to get to that finish line.
Yep.
Because the works of faith, the things that brothers are doing now, that's what's going to stand in those days. That's going to be the token of salvation.
Yep. I'm going to read this in the GNT. This is 1 Corinthians 9:23. All this I do for the gospel's sake, in order to share in its blessings. Surely you know that many runners take part in a race, but only one of them wins the prize. Run then in such a way as to win the prize.
Right.
Redeeming
Because it's
the
only
time.
one at a time.
That's it.
That's what you're going to say?
No, the redeeming the time because the days are evil. Like you said, what you do with your time is important.
Yeah.
Yep. It
Yeah.
said, every athlete in training submits to a strict discipline in order to be crowned with a wreath that will not last, but that's the corruptible crown.
Yep.
And you have a lot of Israelites who do things for corruptible crowns. But as we getting closer and closer to the end, none of that shit matters.
Right.
Look at the where the Sakari at? Where the Genesis at? All of that corruptible crown shit that they patent themselves in. It didn't matter once they got to the end.
They got it. They got the crown.
got it.
It was corruptible though.
Now you got the juice. What happened?
Want all the attention.
Yeah, bro. If I was they fruit, bro, I'd be disappointed as hell.
Yeah, right. The nigga guy, the ISUPK, all of that corruptible, the commanding general of 2 million, and but your ass take a jab.
Right. And now they're lying, saying that he never said
He
that.
never said that.
Well, it's recorded in the heavens, so
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. The angels saw you told Israel to do that.
Yeah.
And to consult with their physicians.
The
Yeah.
great Captain Tazariak, no coward. As
Yeah.
soon as the so-called white man come with a jab, you don't know what the hell is in it. I'm gonna go. I wouldn't go with it, so you won't be scared to get it. What the hell type of leader is that? All of that corruptible crown shit that Jake. Somebody go to chat and ask what are some examples of a corruptible crown. Whoever got chat, those corruptible crowns, that stuff that Jake think is important, numbers, marching, we feeding the homeless, which a lot of those dudes do that shit to fulfill the deeds of that 501c3 to get grants. You have to show the people who are giving you grants that you're doing the right thing with the money.
Right.
So you do public outreach. Don't let them trick you with that shit. The Lord never commanded us to do that.
Right.
Okay? We feed each other. We're the poor. We feed you with the word.
Yeah. Hey, the Apostle Paul and them, when the poor in Jerusalem needed money, they didn't go to the Romans.
Right.
They got collection from the brothers and sisters out there.
That's
and,
it.
And they gave willingly and helped them out.
That's it.
They didn't go to the Roman authorities and get licenses and all of that.
Nope.
All they was doing was out there teaching.
Yep. Yep. The Church of Yahweh Shai, they met at each other's houses. Where we at?
Yep.
We don't have a camp house no more, but we meet at each other's houses. Yep.
Hey, and Barakateh Yahweh Bashem Al Shai, we used to have a school back in the days.
Yeah.
And the Spirit had it shut down.
Shut down.
And you don't need it because that's a place where you get infiltration.
Yep.
Because that's now it's like everything's bouncing around, so you don't know where the class is going to be.
Right. Yep. And then you can look at the chat too and ask, where did the Church of Yahweh Shai, or you could put G, whatever, where did they meet?
Right.
But it'll tell you they met at each other's houses. Oh, you got something?
I got on the incorruptible crown, right?
Of corruptible.
Examples.
Oh, of corruptible.
Example of corruptible crown.
Oh, so like
More truth, get it right.
Well, the kingdom is the incorruptible crown.
example of
Faith.
corruptible crown.
Those are things that can't be destroyed.
Right.
Pride, ego, being a man, going to all these podcasts, tapering down the word to make it sound palatable to this world. That's all corruptible, because in the immediate you get praises, you get money, but there's gonna come a point where riches and fame, none of that shit don't matter to the Lord.
Right.
The Lord dealing with the lowly. The Lord dealing with those who have faith, man.
Right. He didn't endure to the end.
Right.
Because that's a part of your consolation. Acknowledgement, the money and all that. That's a part of your consolation. We're waiting for our consolation. And then waiting for our consolation and doing the right thing, we're getting cursed out for it.
Right.
We're getting looked down upon. We're getting called the worst of the worst. We're getting called garbage and, we're getting called dirty and, and just weird and all kind of crazy shit. But that's the path to righteousness.
Beelzebub, we get called Beelzebub right along with Yahweh Shai.
Pretty much. So we ain't good, we in good
good
hands.
Because to be lowly, it puts you in the position to be exalted.
Yeah.
So we don't want to be the high and mighty. We choose the path of Yahweh Shai, which you can't make a lot of money like that.
Right.
But we have everything we need.
He that is exalted shall be abased, and he
Right.
that is abased shall be exalted.
Right.
This is it says on chat. This is on ChatGPT. If you're looking specifically for biblical examples of corruptible crown, here are some clear examples. Athletic prizes in the ancient Greek games, athletes competed for a physical wreath made from plants, which the elder just read.
And show you that Paul was watching the Olympics, boxing,
Yeah.
just like we, I love, the track and boxing and all that. Go ahead.
Yeah. It would eventually wither and decay. This is a direct example Paul had in mind in 1 Corinthians 9:25. Earthly kingship. A king's crown represents power and status, but the king eventually dies and the crown passes to someone else. Wealth, money, and possessions can be accumulated, but can also disappear or be taken away. Human recognition, fame, applause, awards, and reputation don't last forever.
Remember, Gorilla Hebrew got that award from Sonetter?
Yeah.
Now where his ass at?
And he
Through.
Probably ran through all that bread he was bragging about too.
Oh yeah, Jay can't hold on to no money.
It says the physical strength and beauty. These are temporary and diminish with age. Worldly accomplishments, titles, championships, degrees, promotions, and other achievements can eventually be surpassed or forgotten.
Right.
And it says the clearest biblical picture, 1 Corinthians 9:25 says, they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. The corruptible crown is a temporary prize an athlete receives for winning. Paul uses it as a comparison.
Yeah, but that's heavy because they would get that wreath,
Mm-hmm.
and that wreath would fade. It would eventually because it's not connected to the root.
Right.
So it was a corruptible crown, literally.
That's great.
And it says at the bottom, it's beautiful, you said that. And at the very last, at the bottom, it says, so, if you're teaching or preaching this passage, the ancient athlete's wreath is the strongest example of a corruptible crown.
Wow. Because it's not, it's a plant, right?
Yeah,
It's
it's a plant.
But it's not connected to the root.
Right.
So eventually it's going to wither.
Whether, yeah.
Woo!
Because I think if I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure if they were made out of rosemary or what it was made out of, wreath, the wreath in the Olympic
Somebody
Games.
can look it up.
Yeah. What were the wreaths in the Olympic Games made from?
What were the wreaths from the Olympic Games in ancient Greek made from? It says, this is the AI overview. It says, in ancient Olympic Games, winners did not receive monetary prizes or medals. Instead, the sole official prize at Olympics was a sacred olive wreath, or a crown made from the leaves of a wild olive tree growing near the temple of Zeus.
So basically, that would wither.
The wither. Just like flowers.
Yeah.
You get a woman a whole bunch of big bouquet of flowers. 2 days later, that shit leaning.
Brown crust on it.
You know what I'm saying?
It don't matter how many Tylenol you put at the bottom of that bitch, they gonna die.
Yeah.
Oh, that works.
They say aspirin,
Yeah.
supposedly.
Okay, the ghetto remedies. But was it anything else before I finish this?
We asked about, what did,
Oh, okay, yeah. You should read that and then we'll go back here.
Oh, nice.
What did you do?
Yeah, I'll keep reading. Yep, it says 1 Corinthians chapter 9 and 25 in the GNT. Every athlete in training submits to a strict discipline in order to be crowned with a wreath that will not last. But we do it for one that will last forever. Be connected to the root, the true olive tree. It says, that is why I run straight for the finish line.
Hey, well, you know what that goes into, that corruptible crown? You know, unless you abide in me, for Yahushua says he's the true vine.
That's it.
So if you don't abide in Yahushua, you're going to eventually wither. And what happens when the tree branch withers? It's no good for anything but to be thrown in the fire.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Once those gimmicks run out for these camps, which is pretty much at that point where a lot of Israelites, because some of these people are of the elect, but they're starting to look at their leaders and say, this is not enough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are starting to look, and the men of the Lord are filling their table through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemashah. It's not of us.
Yes, sir.
But there's a lot of people who are now like listening to us like, damn, this is making sense.
Right.
According to then they're starting to be presented Yahushua.
Right.
That's a lot of these camps. They're not presenting Yahushua to you.
Then shall it be known that a prophet has been among
You, right? All right. To understand Yahushua, to understand sacrifice, to understand what we're really doing here, to understand what's really coming. A lot of these people sugarcoat. They don't really talk about it because they want the glory.
Yeah, because gimmicks are not beneficial in the times that are coming.
That's right.
They need answers. They need a foundation, a stronghold, something to hold on to,
Right.
something to look forward to. And then these those gimmicks are not talking about the system that's going up around the world. The most important prophecy in the scriptures are the MOTB.
That's it.
They ain't talking about them. And everywhere you turn, everything is being turned, from the flock cameras to the Palantir to the whole crypto to the money going digital,
Data
5G, the
centers.
6G, the data center, everything that you see going up, is all centered around this beast system that's coming.
That's it.
And none of these camps been talking about that.
It's crazy because people have a westernized mindset, but the Bible is an Eastern book.
Yeah.
That's why they can't get it.
Yeah.
I did a video on it the other day. This is an Eastern book, it's not a Western book. So if you have a mindset of this world, you're not going to get it. That's right. That's the spirit subject,
That's it.
Right.
And that's if I may, Elder Bond, that's the best comparison, because for this Eastern book, the Western way is going against this very holy book.
Yeah. That's why
So this is the best comparison. So the Lord put us here like, bro, this ain't it.
you got to renew your mind.
Years back they told us at GMS, y'all been brainwashed. We have been.
Yeah.
We've been. Y'all mother need to be brainwashed.
Yeah.
Wash your brain.
Y'all been brain dirty. Brain soil.
Yep. That's a part of sacrifices. Changing the way you see things, changing the way you think, changing the way you eat, changing the way you view, the civil affair, all of that.
How you carry yourself.
All right.
You talk. Just even down to the way you dress too.
Right. Because ancient customs really rub Jake the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
Certain things that we brought out over the years, Jake still not over it. But yet somebody can tell your ass to go take an experimental jab, and that's cool. But we bring out how it was in the ancient world, where women were given into marriage at a younger age. And if you think about that, that works out, for family's sake, when you do it earlier.
Yeah.
Think about it. By the time a woman is 19, 20, she already got children.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then community, she can help with the other. It brings about family, life.
Yeah.
But a woman waits till she's 30, 40. Hops on the cot carousel, does all of this wickedness, and then decides to have children. That's not beneficial for a community.
No, because from when a woman's young and she start having children, she's an experience in taking care of children, to a certain degree.
Right.
Unless she was taught from a young girl, how to take care of her siblings and stuff, and then by the time she gets to 19, 20, 21, she's already experienced because she's had a few children of her own.
Right.
You know, she knows how to deal. She knows the you know, okay, well, the baby pulling on his ear, that means they got an earache, something wrong with their ear. They're crying this way because they're hungry. They're crying that way because they're wet. They're crying that way because they soiled their diaper, you know? So you have those experiences, you know what to do. Or they teething, okay, the best thing to do is just give them some crushed ice, let them chew on it, so it could, you know, numb, you know, and soothe their gums.
That's right.
You know, like I remember my oldest son, you know, he was teething one time at the Passover, you know, and this one Jake, he said, oh, he's teething, yeah, I told him, you know, because I was inexperienced, and he said, okay, well, look, I got something. I said, give him this. He gave me some crushed ice to give him, and he started chewing on it, and it was cool. Because he needed something to soothe it because it hurts. Because them teeth are coming through.
Yep, and these are things that women know and they're experienced in. The more the merrier. You see, you know, the first 2, 3, 4 years of a child's life, or a woman who gave birth, she should be surrounded by, you know, elder women and other women who've been there that can help her. She looking at your ass, you hold them. I think you look like, I don't know what to do. You hold them like it's a football. Hey. He looking at you like, nigga, what are you talking about? Coochie, coochie, cool. That ain't how it was in the ancient world, man. You know what I'm saying?
A man really didn't start, I mean, he, you know, was around his children, he loved them, but he really didn't start dealing with his sons until they came of age, so he started teaching them, you know, whatever craft he had, or sword, or whatever the case is. You know?
This is
first
hell, man.
few years they spent with their mother until they became weaned, and then they grew up, you know, then you can start, so when they come of understanding, then the man will step in, you know, and show them certain things.
Right.
Yeah, because as from a child, from their mother's upbringing of that child is nurturing. And next gonna come the level of discipline that's gonna come from the father. Structure.
Yep. So go to chat and ask, what was in a biblical sense, what was the benefit of women having children earlier, and how did that benefit the nation? And see, these are things we bring out, and in the Western world, that is looked down upon, but all you niggas start having sex, 13, 12, 13, 14, nigga, that was a marriage.
That's it.
There was no order tied to it. You were just having sex.
That's it.
In the ancient world, that your first sexual act was tied to a marriage and a responsibility and a duty to your nation.
That's it.
But Jake hear us bring stuff like that out, and they lose their minds.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because some of the tribes are still doing it.
Yeah, but then some of their grandmothers had children
Man,
13, 12, 13 years
Same
old.
minds did.
Yeah. Back then, you know, by the time the woman was like in her 30s, they had already like 7, 8 kids.
Bro. And their kids had children.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna like this.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is off of ChatGPT.
Yeah, we all over the place, because life is all over the place. Go ahead.
That's all right. Hey, well, that's flowing in the spirit.
Yep.
That's right. It says if you're
It's all
asking,
biblical.
Yep.
it says if you're asking about ancient societies generally, having children could provide a young woman with several important social, economic, and family benefits. The exact situation varied greatly by culture, class, and time period. Common benefits: family security. Marriage and children could give a woman a stable household and support network. Their village. Social status. Motherhood was often highly valued, particularly when producing heirs. 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 Now we have the economic security. Children, especially sons in many societies, could eventually contribute labor and support their parents in old age.
Yeah.
Imagine you got more.
Yeah.
Well, happy is the man who has his quiver full of it.
Right. And then you got somebody to watch your children that you trust and that you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Then if the man is of status, he got multiple wives. These are women he trusts.
Yep.
They can watch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's right.
It's so much benefit to the order that we are crying for the Lord to restore. But Jake hears it and they're immediately turned off.
Yeah.
12, 13 years old? What was your nasty ass doing at 13, 14 years
Right.
old?
She ain't talking about that.
Right.
We were there.
Uncle Keith picking your ass up. Coach Green.
You women think that we don't remember? We was in junior high and high
Yeah.
school. Y'all always wanted the older man.
Yeah. Niggas picking you up in Benzes, Honda Accords. We remember that.
I'm talking about when I was a senior in college, them freshmen coming in,
Yeah.
it's go time. And they were looking for us because what? We had cars, we were stable, we had an off-campus apartment. You know? Now that's just a small example, but it's like the stuff we bring out, Jake act like nigga, we know you.
Right.
You creeped out by R. Kelly, which he was a freak, but in the grand scheme of things, he's no different than Coach Green that was in the police officer that was picking y'all nasty asses up when y'all was 13, 14, 15.
That's right.
And he had a car, so he was, you were looking down on the young man because he catching the bus. You wanted the older man.
That's right.
It's been happening our whole life, but then we bring it out according to order,
Right.
and it's somehow we crazy and bugged out.
Right.
That's right.
You nasty niggas. Doing all kind of freaky shit at 12, 13, 14. That's when you lost your virginity. It's just that in the ancient world, your father and mother, all right, had control over that.
That's right.
So your loss of that virginity was tied to a marriage
Right.
Yep.
and a responsibility. And the purpose was to produce heirs, children.
That's right.
But imagine when that's done younger, okay? Not only is the woman's body healthier, all right, but then that allows what this elder is going into. Salaki, go ahead.
Kind of. This is back on ChatGPT. Family alliances, marriage and childbearing could strengthen relationships between families, clans, or political groups. Inheritance and lineage. Children continue the family's name, property, and lineage. Protection in old age. Without modern retirement systems, parents often depended on their children later in life. Wasn't
Right.
no damn old folks home, a retirement home.
Yeah, or a Walmart greeter. Your grandma, 80-something years old, talking about I need a part-time job.
Right.
My mom was working at the Oakland Coliseum. Like she was, she got to the point where her body just broke down to where she couldn't. But here it is, she in her 60s, 70s, talking about I met Andre Ward at the game and Steph Curry. Get that nigga autograph. I got a picture. I gave it to my son with all of the whole team. But it's like it came to the point. But it's like she should have,
Yeah, brother, that's hard to bear.
if we was in a right society, she could be taken. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Right.
But now the family don't want to deal with each other. Everybody mad. Everybody stressed out. Everybody through.
Yeah.
But doing things the right way leads to what? Stability.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Also, it says religious and cultural expectations. Many ancient cultures considered having children an important responsibility or blessing. Status within marriage. In some societies, bearing children could strengthen a woman's position within her husband's family. And now that it says, but there was a major downside. Childbirth was much more dangerous than it is today. Maternal and infant mortality were substantially higher, and women had little control over contraception or reproductive decisions in many
Yeah, that's
ancient
just going
societies.
into something else.
Yeah.
Contraceptives, that go back to Egypt.
Egypt, yep.
When things were flourishing and healthy, we didn't have to worry about all that madness, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay? But, I just wanted to, a lot, again, Jake don't want to wash their mind, man. And again, that's a part of the sacrifice. So a lot of these camps, they utilize the Western mentality to come against some of the things we bring out to make us look crazy and barbaric and like we just sitting, going around the junior high, with a GMS hat, looking for little girls. That it ain't like that, man. Some more?
That was the only so-called
I mean, in certain cultures, that may have been
Yeah.
true, but I was just talking in the aspect of everything, flowing,
But yeah, and it said, so when ancient texts emphasize a woman's fertility or having children, it's important to understand that children weren't viewed simply as a personal lifestyle choice, which is correct. They could represent family continuity, economic security, social status, and survival of the household.
And inheritance.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so it's, yeah, man, because like the elders going into, man, you just see the whole perception of how marriage and parenthood is, bro, and bro, people just shit on it so bad.
It's through.
Yeah, it's like, man, like, cause me personally, hey, marriage is beautiful, bro. Family is beautiful. It's just being here in this society, this fucking sucks.
It's hell, dog.
It just sucks. So, hey, so now you got this whole loneliness epidemic, and it's more so amongst the women now.
Hookup culture.
Yeah. Because they try to say, well, man, ain't no man complaining out there like that. It's these women like, hey, men don't even want to commit, don't even want to go to singles events, no marriage.
Yeah.
Bro.
Men just want peace.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
These women here in America do not know how to bring
they don't
peace.
know how to do it.
Because this is Babylon the Great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're confusion goblins. I think that's what, you know.
Chaos goblins.
Chaos goblins.
Yeah.
They just gotta have it.
Yeah.
You know. But anything on the comment board? Anything else?
GMS, Syrians, DMV.
Prashad, Elder Prashad.
Shalom.
Look at that.
Proverbs 28:4. They that forsake the law praise the wicked,
Mm.
but such as keep the law content with them.
Right.
Content.
And the whole book is the law. So really, a lot of you niggas praise Esau, and you think this society and the way he's taught you that things should go, and that things, you think that this is okay. And it's not okay. It's not working. Everything's dying. Okay? Everything's going down the drain, man. And like you said, Apostle, you feel the earth, you wake up, you're not even happy. It's just you drain for no goddamn. It's like, well, there's no reason we should feel like this, but it's prophecy.
Yeah.
Okay?
And what keeps us going is the spirit.
It's the only thing.
Because that's the only hope that we have. So that's why we, like the elder said earlier, we just tap in. We just work through that sludge. But pretty much that's what it is. It's like a sludge in the spirit, and you just got to work through it.
You got to fight.
Yep. It's a fight.
Because this is all a condition of the battle. Everything we complain about, this is all a condition of the battle. This all comes with the fall of Adam.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right?
That's it.
At T. Samat Yasharala 2775. Jeremiah 6:16. Thus said the Lord, stand ye in the way and see and ask for the old path, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls.
Right. And it's the reason a lot of you Israelites don't have rest for your souls is because you really have a problem with the Most High. You have a problem with the ancient path. You've marinated in America so long to where hearing ancient customs make you mad.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
And the old paths are always better.
Yeah, way better.
Like even in this time here, as long as we've been alive, each decade that passed happened to be better the further back you go.
Right.
Now times were always hard, but the atmosphere was a lot better
Right.
back in the 70s, 80s, 90s. There was still hell and still wickedness, but the atmosphere, the frequency, the vibration was a lot more clearer.
Mm-hmm. Yep, order is a lot better. Look at a lot of the sex we've had over the years. Some of these people we didn't even, but if it was order tied to it, you have less bodies. And, although as a man, you thinking, I need all this, that shit is overrated. All right? Sex was really, imagine your parents in righteousness, believing Yahweh Bashim Shai, linked you with a righteous family. A lot of the issues we have, because a lot of the issues people have is that they don't know who the hell they, you just meeting somebody, you at the movies, I'm gonna go see a movie, and you see her lonely ass. Or you at the, the store. You don't know what the hell this nigga done been into. You don't know her family. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa.
Yeah.
So you just linking with somebody and random, and this is all a condition of the battle too, but there comes a point where, as I'm getting older, it's very important to know the family of the person you know, because sex that's a big step.
Yep.
We've just used it in the way we used it here in this world, you know, for pleasure, but that's really a heavenly, you know, a very important a union.
Because you want to know, a woman and man should know each one's pedigree.
There you go.
From the side to put a seed in your ass.
Right.
You don't deal with this motherfucker.
Right. What stock you come from?
What stock you come from?
That was
You
still
come from
a
the
thing.
Browns. I don't want to fuck with the Browns. Nope.
Yeah, they crazy.
Well,
And you didn't put a seed in this nigga and all the trauma that comes with, you know, now you dealing with it.
Yep.
And you stuck.
Stuck.
You get into it with Tracy
Brown.
Right.
every time you go.
Yeah. And that's a lot of the issues that stem in this world come from the fact that there's no order to anything. All right, but we manage with what we have, all right, but we're just, the ancient path is better, man.
That's it. And that's the reason why you should know is because that way you don't have to tell the cop the only time you're in trouble is with your
Right,
woman.
with your woman.
I got one for you guys, woman. This is Ecclesiastes 7:8. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. And the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit.
That's it.
Yep. We at the end of this thing, man.
That's it.
You know, any more on that? Any more? All right. So that's the point, man. We go leave it there. That's crazy. I thought we was gonna get into the Trinity thing.
Yeah, and whatever, that's pretty much like a sit down.
That's a sit down. Yeah. Well, hey, the spirit, the spirit did what it did, man.
That's it.
So hopefully y'all were fed, and you were ignited in the spirit, to get closer to Yahweh Shem Yahshua, repent, pray fast, do what you got to do in these latter days, man. We will give all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Chakadash.
and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders at Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.
Gotta be